Yeah, just to let everyone know that we are recording this, so the girls that couldn't jump on this afternoon, I'm not sure what they're doing because everyone's in lockdown, but for whatever reason they haven't jumped on. That's okay, but we might get started. But obviously, a few of you were on the call yesterday, just around the girls Wimbledon final. I ran some stuff in regards to that, which was more around showing some statistics and using some stats in formulating a game plan. So that was can pass that on to you, some of the stuff that was in that one from yesterday. If you girls are keen on looking at that, happy to pass that on. But today, really, this one did, and I sort of sent the meeting out a little bit about around competition and very just really scratching the surface here a little bit on that. So what I wanted to run through, and I'm going to share my screen in a second, just a little bit on Ash's journey in a sense, and look at just a weekly schedule, look at her tournament schedule, and look at, I guess, her matches, competitive matches that she played, and I guess you girls, there's no reason to not aspire to be Ash Barty. Incredible role model, number one in the world, just won Wimbledon, just going to go try and win a gold medal. I think we know the story now because we've seen it, and it's a pretty powerful one. And I guess for me, you aspire to be, and you have those dreams, and I think that was the big thing that she spoke about. She dared to dream of one day winning Wimbledon. She never really thought too much about it. It was a dream, and then, a few years ago, she got into a mindset of like, well, why not? Why can't I win Wimbledon? And she's actually done it, and she's like, I can't believe it. Well, I think she can believe that she dared to dream of winning a Wimbledon title, which was an amazing thing for her in her journey. So I think it's something that you girls can aspire to be, and have a role model like Ash, that is someone that is really going through the journey that you girls are going through. And I think that's what this little presentation is about today, that I'm going to share with you guys now. So just give me a second, and I'm going to open that up, and hopefully all my video links will work on this today. So 1 second here. Yeah. I'll just keep it like this. This is all right. Can everyone see that? So now I just need you to acknowledge you can actually see this. That's all. Everyone see the screen? No, wrong screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, so really just to get started a little bit, you've probably all seen that photo of Ash back in 2003 to now. Pretty awesome journey. If you look at that, 18 years on, and she's holding 2 different trophies that probably in 2003, that trophy meant the world to her. 2021, as I just mentioned, she's dared to dream. So pretty amazing achievement in this journey. This next one, and it's probably not great footage, but this is Ash's final, and just probably the first game, really, because this is the download of it. So really just going to start Well, hopefully it plays. But this is Ash's final in the 12 clay courts nationals, and it's something I guess that I just wanted to share with you in a sense of hang on, where did that go? Maybe it's not going to work for me. Hang on, girls, just having a few difficulties. Here we go. Let's try it again. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, a few of you on the call, I know are a little bit older, but you know, this is Ash. She's a 12-year-old. Not sure if you guys have gotten to see much footage of Ash when she was pretty young, but this was the final of clay courts over in Perth in 2008. And you know, you can already see some similarities, you know, of Ash and how she hits the ball, even to today, and especially when she gets into a serve. So just really going to watch, you know, yes, her warm up, how she goes about her warm up, and really her opening service game to start with this. So I'm not going to say too much through it, but it's probably more of a just want you guys to watch the first, you know, 5-10 minutes here of Ash's final here at the Clay Court Nationals.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the tournament's second seed, Morgan Brown. To the right of the umpire's chair is Ash Barty from Queensland. Ashley is currently ranked 260th on the Australian rankings. Ashley's highlights on the Australian tournament circuit this year include winning the 12 and under titles at the Brisbane Copenhagen Classic, Sunshine Coast Junior Championships, and the Rod Laver Queensland Junior Championships. At the national level, Ashley reached the final of the Optus 12 Winter Nationals in Brisbane and the quarterfinals of the Optus 12 Autumn Nationals in Mildura. Beating 15th seed Abby Walker in the round of 16, 10th seed Brigitte Beck in the quarterfinals, and unseeded Sylvia Huckman in the semi-finals yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the tournament's top seed, Ash Barty. Chair umpire for this girls' singles final is Vic Savioni from Perth.
Might try and get through the service in here. Pretty amazing though there, girls. You already saw it at 12-13. She's played a forehand line and looked to push forward. It's obviously stuff already she does now really well. at a pro level, but she's already started to try and put that in play as a 12, 13-year-old. And I'm picking up on that too, girls, that you can sort of see with Ash's service action at 12, 13 that she's already trying to develop the kick serve or trying to get that extra margin on a second serve, which I know a lot of you girls have sort of been working on with your coaches as well. So it gets broken first game, but that's all we're going to watch at this stage. So, so what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about just today, just is in regards to match count and the importance of a schedule, and we're going to go through a little bit of a weekly schedule and then a tournament schedule, and probably going to talk to that a little bit about where we are right now. And the importance of, we're in a lot different world than Ash Barty was in about 10 years ago as far as tournaments and what she could play and what she couldn't play. And I think the importance of your schedule is even while we're in this lockdown, especially in this this time with borders and the rest of it, that's not going to change. So we've got to make change, and we've got to keep trying to develop within the parameters of what our environment gives us right now. So I guess if we look at Ash as a 13-year-old, and this is just, I was able to take this just off of the ITF website. So these were just ITF matches that Ash played, and how many tournaments that she played. So I didn't take account, within these numbers as well, she played, the tournaments in Australia, might have been some AMTs, might have been some pennant matches, whatever that was. Those were extra on top of these numbers. So you can see in 2010 as a 14-year-old, she played six ITF tournaments and played 32 matches in that. So obviously was making finals of those tournaments, and that's why you see the match count already at 32 matches just in those 6 ITF tournaments. You go into the year that she won Junior Wimbledon as a 15-year-old in 2011, she doubled her tournaments within that year from a 14-year-old to a 15-year-old. You can see just in this, remember, this is just on ITFs. She doubled the tournaments, played 12 tournaments in that, and got an extra 10 matches. And that was the year that she won Junior Wimbledon. So if you look on that with ITF matches only, again, I didn't have the data on, and I'm hoping to get that moving forward of what maybe her Australian match count was, but this is on top of her playing the Australian ITFs and the New Zealand ITFs with a lot of overseas tournaments, especially the year that she won Junior Wimbledon. So if you look at that as a 15-year-old, and I know on this call we've got a couple 13-year-olds, we've got a few older ones as well, but that's her match total just with ITFs: 32 matches, 42 matches, and those are very, very much competitive matches. Of course, you saw in 2010, she only lost 2 matches in those ITFs that she played. She was challenged a lot more when she went overseas and played some of the ITFs over there, the year she won Junior Wimbledon. But again, they were very competitive matches. So I guess my point today, just talking through the match count, is very relative in your development. This slide showing, I guess, past SA juniors, which the girls are going to recognize some of the names in there. I took this total just while I've been in the program, and this is probably a little bit before December Showdown. So you probably could add another, depending on how the results of some of the kids or what they had at December Showdown. This was their match total. So Jazzy Adams, who you would know, she played 41 matches leading into December Showdown. 41 matches, and that was including. So obviously you saw Ash just with the ITFs. She had already played 42 just on the ITF schedule. I included doubles matches there, which I think are pretty relative. So if you add that total up just with doubles matches as well, she played 60 matches in total, Jazz. Sydney Crumby played half. Obviously didn't play maybe as many ITFs just with her schedule. Charlotte, you can see there, her match total. She's a bit younger than Jazz, being a 2004 birth year in this. She played 28 and then 13. You can see Natasha Russell. Again, those two girls, Natasha and Jazz, this was when they're 17, 18, so a lot older than someone like Charlotte was in this, and also Maggie Pierce was playing a big schedule as well, just in that birth year. So match totals there just on those girls playing AR ranking events and ITFs, those were their match totals. So I guess for you girls on the call, if you were to look at your match totals, and you could look at this is past school holidays, the tournaments that you played. Okay, so you might have played Seaside and you did quite well at Seaside. You might have played 5 or 6 matches at Seaside, then and then maybe played the AMT at Peak Gardens, where you might have gotten an extra couple matches as well. So in that couple weeks of time, you got 8 matches in. If you drive through the course of the year, especially the year that we've had, we haven't had a lot of opportunities to play a lot of matches. So if I take those 8 matches and look at potentially what else during COVID we've had this year to play, it might have been you might have gone to Melbourne and played the ITF maybe. But locally, what you've gotten to play is nowhere near the matches of what we're talking about. One with Ash Barty in that birth year, or even if you look at this, past SA juniors as far as match play goes. So the message that I'm trying to put across a little bit is just the importance of playing matches. Now, we can talk about, well, no one else is playing. This, I don't get to play against the older girls. I'm only playing boys a lot of the time. For us, as I said, that the environment for what we have at the moment is not going to change. Yes, we can try and get interstate when the borders open back up again. But as far as your development, in my opinion, And the reason that I put on the NDS Matchplay on a Fridays, and then you guys get to the ones that are involved in club match play on Friday and Saturday, fantastic. That's an opportunity that you're getting to play one match. So even if you play in the NDS match play, and then you get your 2 matches over the weekend, that's another 3 matches that you're getting. So what I want you to think about is that, okay, well, again, if I'm aspiring to be Ash Barty, and I understand that she's played a very heavy schedule of ITFs, and she's already at 42 matches as a 14-year-old and 32 matches as a 13-year-old, how are you going to get your match total up there? Knowing the importance of what that looks like in your development and understanding how we play the game. Not irrelevant. And as you saw, I haven't put up I put up there, okay, with Ash, the wins and the losses. But for right now, the wins and the losses, we understand, yes, is that going to improve your UTR? Yes, is it going to improve your AR? Yes, that is relevant. I do get it. But what I'm looking at here is just match totals and how many competitive matches that you girls are putting yourself into is where we're at. Just wanted to talk a little bit around the weekly training schedule. So this is just probably put this up there just as an example that potentially you could be looking at it. It was a schedule of someone that a girl probably in her 15th birth year was doing across the country, and could look at obviously still in school. So those are school hours in the yellow. Again, some privates in there, some squad training, some conditioning, some body stuff, body management things, maybe some yoga on Saturday, a couple hours of club comp, and then obviously some physical components around that. So if you look at the on-court hours down the bottom there in this graph of what this rough schedule is, you're looking on-court potential is just on this schedule is about 14 hours. The physical component around what this particular girl was doing was about almost close to 7 hours. So this weekly, she's getting about 21 hours. 14 of that is tennis related, whether it's individual and squad sessions. And everyone's weekly training schedule is going to be different than what this is. Maybe it's more than 21 hours. But again, my opinion in this, as far as tennis hours and what this particular athlete was doing at that year, and remember, this is maybe a 14, 15-year-old girl. These are the hours potentially to really start ticking that box of wanting to be at more of an elite level of where you are wanting to get to. This is probably a minimum of what you should be looking at doing. And yes, okay, within that, how much competition? As I said, the club competition on the weekend on Saturday, that's one match, one competitive match. Where else was this girl getting competitive matches? Okay, yes, going away to tournaments was a big. This schedule was more around coming back, training while she wasn't playing tournaments. At that stage, she was obviously traveling and playing tournaments and missing some school. But this was more coming back, training, working through training, playing some matches on the weekends, and during the week was really important as far as that development goes. So just wanted to sort of show that weekly training. So if we go into SA tournament schedule, ITFs and UTRs, I just put this down just as a bit of a message, obviously, again with Ash, because this is Ash's journey a little bit, but and also bringing it back to your journey. Everyone's journey at the moment on this call is a little bit different. But if we're going back to match totals and how many opportunities at the moment in our current environment are we able to provide, and you girls are able to tap into? It's not many. It's not many at all because again, we're in a lockdown again. We're losing time on court. I know a few girls potentially might have gone up to teams event and been up in Queensland. We got 1 or 2 or 3 matches in up there, and that got shut down. So again, my concern for you girls and my job is your development. And same with Cody, and what we can try and do and help assist you private coaches and assist you in your environment is look at these things and have these conversations with you and your coaches around, okay, so it is what it is. Our environment can't change. Yep, I might have to play the same girls during the week 4 or 5 times, but I'm still practicing my trade. I'm still on the court trying to work through emotional things, tactical things, technical things, but I'm doing that in a match play environment, and hopefully it's a competitive match play environment. So if we look at this schedule, and that's very small, I know, and you're probably not going to, but that's the ITF calendar for Australia of ITF tournaments, and I've put that in here. That's 9 ITFs in Australia in 2021, and we had, and that I know a few of those have been postponed and put in different times, and then there was 2 in New Zealand, which we obviously not traveling to New Zealand. There's 32 tournaments in SA. Looking at the SA tournament schedule. Now, I've put in there AMTs, JDSs, JTs, seniors, and the ITFs. Obviously, we have 2 ITFs here later in the year. Some of you would say, well, I'm not really playing a lot of the JDSs. I might play a couple. Some of the junior tours, maybe play some seniors, and then we play a few AMTs. So within that, that's it. That's all you have. It doesn't. We can argue that, but that's all you have opportunities in those 32 tournaments. Whether you choose to play all of them or you decide you're not going to play, a 14 and under JDS somewhere, or a 16 and under, or you can't get into the AMTs, that's irrelevant because all I'm showing you is that this is all we can provide at this stage in SA in the state environment for you. The other things outside of that again you can get your match total up to, the NDSs, which obviously we put on Fridays. We're looking to maybe put more on a Sunday. You play your junior state league coming into next term and term 1, along with senior state league, and then you've got, which some of you are playing at the moment, your club pennants. So really looking at that's your opportunity. That of what presents itself. Yes, have we been able to get interstate quickly and play some tournaments interstate? A little bit, but on a whole, we haven't really gotten a lot of matches and had those opportunities. So I'm just talking in relative terms here. Okay, well, how are we going to get, if we know that we need to get, close to, in that particular birth year, 40 or 50 matches for our development to keep pushing our development forward. How are we going to do that? How can we utilize what is in front of us to at least have that goal to play 40 matches the rest of this year, or 30 matches, whatever it's your coach decides that you probably need from a development point. Well, these are the tournaments and this is what's in front of us, by knowing that we've already had stuff canceled. So that's my question to you girls today, is like, well, how are you gonna get to that level? Do you feel it's important to play matches relevant of who you're playing against, or the tournament that you're playing in? That's my big question. So I think in order to make those dreams a reality of what Ash has done, and for myself and Cody in our roles in the national development and some of the squads that we run for you, is to obviously get that extra volume in a training point of view, but it's also how do we get these match loads and these things that we know are relevant to your development. And so that really is what I wanted to talk to today for you girls. And I really just want you to go away from this one, because you're going to finish it off here, and think about, well, and maybe go back on your year so far. And I know, the ones that are on this call today, come back to myself or Cody, or go back to your coaches and think back of really your match count. I'd be interested to know how many relative matches you've played already this year, and competitive, whether it's been in AMTs, whether it's been in tournaments, because we really feel it's important, and I'm pushing that message to you, that we need you guys to be playing a few more matches and coming out and competing, irrelevant who you're playing against. So thanks for jumping on. Today I've got to jump on over to the boys now and do the same little presentation to them, and have a good weekend, and we'll be in touch and hopefully do some stuff next week. But those that were on the call, love to hear from you on your match count, and when we'll go back with your coaches and have a bit more of a chat on how we can help you get some more competitive matches. So have a good weekend, and we'll be in touch soon. And take care. See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.